Have you ever bitten into a burger or opened a bag of chips and thought, this isn't how it used to taste? Maybe you've even leaned back and said, when I was a kid, junk food had real flavor. Were snacks in the 1960s really better? Or has nostalgia blurred the lines? Today, we're digging deep into this tasty mystery. Was junk food in the 1960s actually better than it is today? And why do so many boomers swear by it? A taste of the 1960s. Life feels simple, fun, and just a little bit rebellious. And the food? Oh, it's perfection. That burger tastes like it was just grilled at a backyard barbecue. The fries are golden, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. The milkshake is thick enough to give your straw a workout. This wasn't just food, it was a moment, an experience, a cultural cornerstone. This was the golden age of junk food, where every bite came with a side of optimism. Let's take a closer look at the iconic snacks and fast foods that shaped the decade, and the taste buds of an entire generation. Junk food icons of the 60s. The 1960s were a revolutionary time for food. Fast food chains were exploding across America, bringing quick, affordable meals to the masses. And snacks, they weren't just snacks, they were events. Here are some of the stars of the show. Twinkies, the undisputed king of cream-filled treats. Twinkies were soft, golden, and just the right size to sneak into your lunchbox. They promised a perfect bite every time, and let's be honest, they delivered. Hostess cupcakes. Who could resist the perfect swirl of white icing on top and the creamy filling inside? It was like a party in a wrapper, and every bite was a celebration. Fritos and Lay's potato chips. Lay's told you, bet you can't eat just one, and they weren't wrong. These chips were salty, crispy, and downright addictive. Fritos, with their unique texture and bold corn flavor, were equally iconic. McDonald's fries. Cooked in beef tallow, these fries were rich, savory, and utterly irresistible. Pair them with a burger and a Coke, and you had the quintessential 1960s fast food experience. Coca-Cola. Speaking of Coke, the glass-bottled version from the 60s was the stuff of legends. Made with cane sugar instead of today's high-fructose corn syrup, it had a cleaner, crisper taste that people still rave about. These weren't just foods, they were symbols of a new era. A time when convenience and fun came wrapped in shiny packaging. The cultural context of junk food. To understand why junk food was so beloved in the 1960s, we need to look at the bigger picture. America was booming, the post-war economy was thriving, and with it came a sense of optimism and innovation. Families were moving to the suburbs, buying cars, and embracing modern conveniences like never before. Fast food and snacks fit perfectly into this new way of life. They were quick, affordable, and fun, everything a growing family needed. Drive-ins became social hubs where teens could hang out, show off their cars, and enjoy a burger and shake under the glow of neon lights. Corner stores stocked shelves with colorful snacks that practically begged you to pick them up. Advertising played a huge role, too. Companies didn't just sell food, they sold dreams. Remember the jingle, "Things go better with Coca-Cola," or Burger King's iconic "Have it your way" campaign. These weren't just slogans, they were anthems for a generation. Junk food wasn't just something you ate. It was part of the American identity. For boomers, junk food in the 1960s wasn't just about flavor. It was about freedom. Imagine being a kid back then, jingling a few coins in your pocket as you walked to the corner store. You'd come out with a Coke, a candy bar, Or maybe a bag of chips. It felt like independence wrapped in shiny packaging. Fast food chains offered a similar sense of liberation. Before the 1960s, meals were often sit-down affairs at home, with mom cooking up meatloaf or pot roast. But now, you could grab a burger and fries, scarf it down with your friends, and still have time to catch a movie or head to the arcade. It was revolutionary. And then there was the sheer joy of it all. Junk food was colorful, playful, and unapologetically indulgent. It was a treat, a reward, a little slice of happiness that you could hold in your hand. So, what made the junk food of the 60s taste so good? For starters, the ingredients were simpler and closer to nature. McDonald's fries, for example, were cooked in beef tallow, giving them a rich, meaty flavor that's impossible to replicate with today's vegetable oils. Coca-Cola was another standout. Back then it was made with cane sugar, which is smoother and less cloying than the high fructose corn syrup used today. Even snacks like Fritos and Lay's had shorter ingredient lists, free from the preservatives and artificial flavors that are so common now. Contrast that with today's junk food. Modern snacks are designed for maximum shelf life and cost efficiency, often at the expense of flavor. Twinkies, for instance, now contain a cocktail of preservatives to keep them fresh for weeks. Sure, they're convenient, but they've lost that just-made taste that made them so special. This brings us to the million-dollar question. Why doesn't junk food taste as good today? There are a few key reasons. First, there's the shift in ingredients. Health trends and cost-cutting measures have led to changes in recipes that prioritize affordability over flavor. Take McDonald's fries, for example. When they switched from beef tallow to vegetable oil in the 1990s, it fundamentally changed the flavor. Yes, it's healthier, but it's not the same. Then there's the impact of globalization. Today, food is designed to be consistent across countries, which often means sacrificing regional flavor profiles. Snacks are engineered to have longer shelf lives, which means more preservatives and less fresh flavor. And finally, there's nostalgia. The truth is, our memories of food are often tied to the experiences around them. A burger in the 1960s wasn't just a burger. It was a Friday night after the football game or a quick bite before heading to the drive-in. That emotional connection adds a layer of flavor that no recipe can replicate. But all hope isn't lost. For those chasing that 1960s flavor, there are some options. Mexican Coca-Cola made with cane sugar is about as close as you can get to the original recipe. And some brands have embraced the trend of throwback versions, reintroducing snacks with their classic recipes and packaging. Even Hostess cupcakes have seen a bit of a revival in recent years. If you're feeling adventurous, you can even try making vintage snacks at home. There are recipes online for everything from 1960s style French fries to homemade ding-dongs. It's a fun way to reconnect with the flavors of your youth and maybe even share them with the next generation. So, was junk food in the 1960s better than it is today? If you ask a boomer, the answer is almost always yes. And honestly, they're not wrong. The simplicity, the quality, the experiences tied to every bite, it all adds up to something that today's snacks just can't replicate. The next time you're feeling nostalgic, treat yourself to a little slice of the past. Grab a retro snack, whip up a batch of homemade fries, or just pop open a glass bottle of Coke. Who knows? You might just find that the past tastes even better than you remember. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.